Let's chant the prayer. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Om
Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyo. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Paramarishibhyo. Om Purnamidam Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Ishavashyamidam sarvam Yatyajagate Narayana Paramahansatam Srimannarayanam Vande Yatishvara Krishnam Kamalapatrasham Punyashravana Kirtanam Vasudevam Jagadyonim Naumi Narayanam Harim Krishnaya Yadavedraya Jnanamraya Yogine Nathaya Rukminishaya Namo Vedantavedine. Om Shri Krishna
Parabrahmane Namaha.
Om
Asmadgurubhyo Namaha.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana. Thanks everyone for joining. Today is May 30th, 2022. Today is a holiday, federal holiday in US, but a lot of you have joined. Thank you so much for taking time to join. So before we start going through Bhagavad Gita, I just wanted to understand your expectations. You have any general comments, questions? Less than a minute. If you can, share your what you're expecting, and if you have any specific questions at a very high level.
Yeah, Jai Srimanarayana. This is Lakshman Lingam. Basically, I want to understand. Long time I've been thinking of understanding every sloka of Bhagavad Gita and get a better understanding of the meaning and also how I implement it in my day-to-day life. We have been working with Balaji Garu and Gita Satsang. We have been we have been reading the Bhagavad Gita, but this session, Balaji Garu told me that we will also be discussing the meaning of the every sloka, every word that we are going to discuss. So that's, I'm very enthusiastic. I'm very eager to participate in this one.
Very nice, very nice. That's good. Yeah, we'll definitely go through the meanings of every sloka, almost every word, and also focus on how to apply, the learnings, from Bhagavad Gita. So basically, how we can use Bhagavad Gita for life management or life management. Okay, so that is a primary focus. It will not be a discourse. I mean, there are discourses. Of course, I'm not an expert in Sanskrit. I'm not an expert in Vedas. There are definitely other sources available. Again, before I actually proceed, as we prayed in the prayer, I'm disciple of His Holiness Sri Chinna Jeeyar Swamiji, and everything that I'm presenting here is his blessings and try to present whatever I learned from Sri Swamiji, and apply to our lives, and also answer any questions that you may have in like interpreting what Sri Swamiji has taught us, what Bhagavad Gita has taught us, interpreting it for our own lives. So that is a goal. Again, I request all of you to actually listen to Sri Swamiji's messages in Telugu as well as in English. Swamiji's discourses or pravachanams or lectures in Bhagavad Gita, on Bhagavad Gita and related topics are available on internet. So definitely that is a source for us. Again, this particular satsang, we will focus on making it as much interactive as possible and trying to apply the principles that we are learning from Bhagavad Gita, learning from our Acharya to our own lives. Again, we are not, will definitely want to say that I'm not perfect in practicing everything. It's a journey. So it will be a journey for all of us. And the only thing is that we need to be very cautious and careful, and we need to practice with conviction. That is the most important thing. It will not be perfect on day one, but as we go along, it will become natural for us. Again, with Sri Swamiji's blessings and Lord Krishna's blessings, it will become natural for us. So don't think, oh, you have to spend a lot of effort. I don't know whether it will happen or not. Don't have to worry about it. It is definitely going to happen. And that is the greatness of this message, Bhagavad Gita message. Of course, when we go through and go all the way to 18th chapter, we'll understand that. But so if what is needed is that conviction, and I want to practice this without leaving, and I want to understand it. I want to listen to it again and again. I want to recollect it again and again, and I want to practice it. That's all we need. So if we have that, then definitely we will be able to make use of the knowledge that we are getting. Thank you, Lakshmanji.
Thank you, Varaprasad. So, Jai Shri Manar and everyone, thank you so much for joining. Varaprasad ji is being very humble. He actually taught us the entire 18 chapters last time. It took us 2 years, 7 months, and we are really fortunate for the commitment and dedication that Varaprasad ji has shown. He not only has explained us each and every shloka, but he actually wrote the meanings and the explanation, everything, and shared that with everyone. One commitment we have in this program is all your questions will be answered. So this is not a program just to rapidly go and try to complete it, rush it. So we take more time, but we really try to digest. And as Prasad ji is an expert in helping us understand how to apply Gita in actually day-to-day life. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Balaji Garu, for humble words. Anyone else? Anyone has any expectations?
Jai Shri Manarayana, Varaprasad garu. My name is Ramesh. Both my son and my wife are into the Bhagavad Gita satsangs. They've been practicing it, learning it for quite some time. And I also had the opportunity to participate in some of the Bhagavad Gita chapter recitings for the Ekadasi, every Ekadasi, like a satsang. And, what I realized is, I think to learn more and to understand Bhagavad Gita and its essence, we need a guidance, right? We need like, guru sort of thing where, a lot of guidance is needed, because you can read on your own, you try to by heart by yourself, but without understanding the meaning of it, it's very difficult to apply in your life. So I felt this this session is going to be helping to get us there. Not only how to read, but also understand the meaning and also apply in your day-to-day life.
Yes, definitely. With Acharya's blessings, definitely it will happen.
Jai
Thank
Shri
you.
Balaji garu, Varaprasad garu. Badrinath, this is Badrinath. So,
Jai Shri Narayana.
Jai Shri Narayana. So I was in that earlier batch, like what Balaji garu said, 2.5 years that it took for us to finish. I think a few weeks back we finished the session. Okay, I mean, I'm extremely. I think I don't know how to convey my gratitude to Balaji garu, Varaprasad have in this session. It helped me a lot. I mean, on my day-to-day, and for the last 2.5 years, right? I'm trying to practice as much as I can what I'm learning. I mean, whatever I'm practicing, it's helping tremendous. I mean, in multiple ways, actually, for me. I mean, day to day, how to deal with family, work, okay, and what kind of happiness we are missing without learning Bhagavad Gita and all those things. Whatever I'm learning here, okay, and I can personally vouch for it. And the wrong notion that this is only for old people or more than 60 or 70, right? Okay, I think like someone said, what is the guarantee that you live in until even 60, right? I mean, and you never know about tomorrow. Okay, so what time you have now, even for kids, younger kids, and everyone, this is always helps. It's a manual. It's a manual for our life, how to lead our life. Okay, and all of us, once we learn this, I mean, we have been questioning before internally, right? Oh, why we did not learn this 20 years back? It's okay, right? I mean, time, that's fine, right? I mean, if you take time now, it doesn't matter what is your age, it doesn't matter at all. If you learn now, right? As long as, I think Lord Krishna even tells in one of the slokas, right? It doesn't matter in the past, whatever, how many sins you did, right? It doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you learn now and practice, right, in the future, and with what Bhagavad Gita says, then you will reach in. Okay, and it may not be one janma, but might take multiple janma, but at least you'll lead a happy life. And happy means, I'm sure Balaji going to explain what really happiness means, right? It's not like getting money or $100 or buying a Tesla car. That's not the happiness I'm talking about. Okay, the real happiness you're going to get by learning Bhagavad Gita. I mean, I think which all of us, which I personally missed until learned this, right? I mean, I completely watch for. Please do convey this to your family, friends, everyone to join this session, right? And for hour and a half to understand once a week. Okay, and what is Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, Balaji garu and Varaprasad again, right? To all satsang, right? And who've been participating in this.
Thank you. Thank you, Badri garu. Anyone else? And then we'll start the introduction.
Jai Shri Narayana. Jai Shri Narayana. This is Sri Devi. Again, for me, the life I've been with Chinna Jeeyar Swami and everyone, like it's the path takes on, but I never started the Bhagavad Gita before. With Balaji, we started working, and I just said okay, I want to join. So God opens and gives the opportunity, and satsang for me, it's everyone is talking about and thinking about doing good, right? That conscious level. So for me, learning this one, being in all your presence, all you gurus, teachers, guides. So I surrender myself to open up and then learn as much as I can in this journey with all of you, be young kids or old or anyone. This is a journey. I'm looking forward to to learn and evolve and surrender myself. Thank you.
Thank you much. Thank you so much, Sridhar, for joining.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that my daughter Spandana also has joined.
Oh, Jai Shri Narayana. Wonderful.
She completed first year of graduation.
Yes. Role model for the young. Yes. Definitely, as Badri garu said, I mean, the value of Bhagavad Gita, it is the value is very high when we learn it, at early stages in our life. So Spandana, is getting the most value out of it. Will be getting the most value out of it. Of course, we'll understand the greatness of it as we go along. So yeah, we can start any day. That's great. Okay. So today we'll just go through introduction and probably one sloka. So we'll just because some later point of time others may be looking at the recording. So we'll make it as much interactive as possible, and also I'll keep that in mind that others who probably don't know anything about Bhagavad Gita, or some questions that they may have about Bhagavad Gita, they may want to, they are going to see this, and maybe they'll get interested in it. Again, this is not to convert anybody. This is to convey the message that Lord Sri Krishna has given to us. Okay, so and for the benefit of everyone, irrespective of any differences, right? Nationality, gender, age, or any differences. So this is for everyone. So let us look at, I'm going to share my screen, and I'll ask a few questions. So first question is, what is Bhagavad Gita? Right? It is going to take us say 2 years or even 3 years to go through one sloka a day, right? And in some slokas we will be spending a lot of time trying to understand in detail. So it is a long journey. Okay, so before we start the journey, we want to understand what it is. Why do I have to spend 3 years of my life? What will I get out of it? What's in it? Is it for me? I'm going to spend say half an hour every day, 1.5, just to go through, try to read, try to recollect the message, or 1.5 hours every Monday. Hopefully with Acharya's grace, we'll continue. Every Monday, we spend 1.5 hours. That's a huge commitment for anyone, all of you. And again, it's great that all of you have joined, with interest, with conviction. So why, what is it and why, right? So let us try to understand. So anybody does anything in this life, right, expecting something, right? Isn't it? You, unless you see some value out of it, you will not try to do anything. So what do you want? This is a question. So let us, if I ask you, right, what do you want in this life? What will your answer be? Let us note down some of the answers.
Live happily.
Happiness.
So
I want to lead my life without fear.
Okay, without fear.
And what you want in life changes during the course, right? It's before you get married, it's something. Once you get married, it's something, and once you have kids, it's something. What you want in life is always changing, and that's a different how Bhagavad Gita addresses that, right? If you want always something, you never will be happy. So how do you be, what is happy and how you want to be happy all along?
Okay, very good. I mean,
need a righteousness life. Doing right things, be the thoughts or action or speech. It should be righteousness, living with consciousness and
okay.
That's what I do. That's what I aim for. Yeah.
Okay, be righteous.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to understand what is righteousness. I mean, what your conduct be, what your behavior be. You want to be righteous. Okay, I mean that is what you want in life. Okay, good.
My purpose of life is to attain moksha through bhakti yoga and then karma yoga.
Okay. So, I mean, typically, someone who doesn't know what is Bhagavad Gita, it's very unlikely that they would have a concept of moksha or how to attain it. I mean, they maybe someone might have told, oh, this is something great, a moksha, you will get moksha, and this is, Bhagavad Gita tells us how to get moksha. That's great. I mean, but a lot of times it is, we are all in a very, very, fundamental foundation level, right? At a stage one, we are only worried about our materialistic things in this life, right? So if I say this is only for moksha, then the question will be that, is it not useful for me otherwise, right? That is a question that will come. So it is useful. The knowledge that we are going to get is going to be useful for materialistic life as well as spiritual life. How, we will see. But I mean, it sounds too good to be true, but it is. Okay, there is a lot of theories, management theories, are there, to enhance our, the results that we get, right? To, and increase our health, productivity, and all that. To lot of theories are there, but there is no theory that is all inclusive, right? If you try to do something, say for example, if let us say I want to go to say 100 miles, say New York City, and I want to go in 30 minutes, right? So theory is, yeah, you can go 200 miles per hour. So you'll reach there. But there is, it's possible that when we are doing that, it is going to hurt us in other ways, right? There are chances of accidents will increase and things like that. So if we have a theory for happiness, it may be working in a particular way only, and it may be working against us in another ways, right? So it's kind of a side effect. Anyway, so definitely attaining moksha is one thing.
To me, in fact, I would not hesitate to say Bhagavad Gita has changed every dimension of me. The way I work, I know how I used to work before I had the knowledge of Gita. And the interesting thing to me is now I am achieving much more better results by being more happy and peaceful and balanced than when I did not have this knowledge. So to me, as we're very fortunate to have a guru like Varaprasad ji. I cannot even imagine anything that has Bhagavad Gita has not touched in my life. So it's like you said, Varaprasad garu. It's kind of all inclusive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Wonderful. So what we'll do is, I mean, typically,
I have,
sorry.
sir, I have just one more thing. I think Balaji said it. Just be peaceful.
Yeah.
I think it's
Okay. Yes.
happiness comes and goes. I think you have to be peaceful with whatever it is.
Yes. So let me put some points here and see if you agree with them. So whenever we ask, what do you want in our life? Money, health, more money, good health, education, good family relationships, friends. We want power, we want a nice job, we want fame, we want respect, we want peace, right? That is what we want in our life, right? So all these, when we really look for, I mean, let us say if we ask, say Spandana, she's in college, oh, I want good education, and after getting good education, I would like to get a good job, right? So when we go deeper into understanding why I wanted that, like why I want education, why I want job, why I want money, health, good relationship with family, friends, all that, why is basically happiness, right? I think Balaji Garu said happiness as the first thing. Yes, happiness is what we want. And our expectation is having all these will give us happiness. Isn't it? So these are the ones that will give us happiness. Now, so I can mute. So we all want happiness in our life, isn't it? So it doesn't matter if you ask a young person or old person. It's all happiness that we want. Whether rich, poor, black or white, religious, non-religious, whatever may be our background, we all want happiness. Okay. Now, this is that feeling of happiness. I want to be happy is what is driving us, right? I mean, typically, why do I go to job? Job. If I do job, then I get salary. I get, I can survive. I can make a living. I can enjoy. So my drive to do a job is that it is leading me to happiness. Okay. Now, sometimes, we are forced to do things and then we don't feel happy about it. We'll cover those things later. But basically, we do anything for feeling happiness. Okay. So when we are doing something and still not feeling happy, okay, your question could be, oh, then why am I doing that? It is because the alternative is even worse, right? So still relatively, whatever thing that we are doing, even though it is giving us unhappiness at that moment, the alternative is even worse, unhappiness. So in relative terms, this is happiness. So that's why I'm doing it. Okay. Right. So then now the next question is, what is happiness? How do you define happiness? So everybody wants happiness. Everybody is doing all these things for happiness. Now, what is happiness?
When everything around you is like in peace and prospering. Not just you, but like happiness is like one happiness can be internal and the other happiness can be like an external one. So like if everything around you is like, in working in harmony and happy, then that's happiness.
Okay. Good.
Either good things or sorrow things or bad things, even you can take with a same smile, maybe that's a happiness.
Yeah. So, I mean, once we understand that, good thing or bad thing, I have to take it in the same way, you're already at a higher level, right? So typically, happiness, if you ask people what is happiness, surprisingly, there is no standard definition. Okay, everybody wants to be happy, but we don't know what is happiness really. Okay, so but somehow, it's a kind of feeling, right? I'm happy, right? So that is a feeling that I get. So the conventional understanding is happiness is a feeling we get when an object or the result is favorable to us, something that is favorable, right? So if the result is not favorable, we are unhappy. So it's an object or situation or the actual result. Could be physical, or psychological, whatever may be that scenario, situation, result. If we think that is favorable to us, then we feel happy. If I I would like to eat food and the food is available, to eat, that food is there, is favorable to me because I would like to eat it, and it relieves me from hunger, then it is, I feel happy while eating it, right? Now, if I'm totally full, I just ate a lot, okay, and somebody brings the same food in front of me and then asks me to eat it, now I don't feel happy. Okay, just a moment before, when I saw that food, I am happy because it was favorable to me. Now the same thing is not favorable, so I'm unhappy. So this is the typical definition of happiness, unhappiness. Now we are used to this across the board. I mean, this is a fundamental understanding of happiness, whether somebody is teaching us in this life or not. Happiness, when something is favorable, I feel happy, and something is not favorable, I feel unhappy, is the fundamental thing for us. So when I get a job that is favorable to me, then I'm happy. If I don't get the job that is favorable to, and that becomes not favorable to me, then I feel unhappy. So you can apply that to any of these examples, right? So something that is favorable, I become happy. So peace is one thing that one of you mentioned. So that was favorable to me. So when I see that peace, then I become happy. When peace is not there, I become unhappy. Okay. So now the next thing that will come to our mind is, this is a result, right? When will you get a result? That is the next question. So in order to feel happy, you need to have a result, something that should happen, right? I mean, if nothing is happening, then you don't have a result. There's nothing that is favorable or unfavorable. Okay. So for us to feel happy, we are going to look for some result. Okay. That result is in our, we define what is favorable to us. And when the result occurs, we feel happy about it. So in order to feel happy, what is the fundamental thing that we need to do is create events, right? So, I mean, the reason why I'm saying all this is Bhagavad Gita is going to make a paradigm shift in us. Okay, before we actually go into each sloka and understand the meaning and all that, we need to understand that how we are living today, what is our basic understanding today and our life, okay, how we are leading it. That is one paradigm. We are going through a particular way of life. Bhagavad Gita teaches us a different paradigm, a paradigm shift. Okay. Once it's like two highways, right? One highway is what we are all following. Unfortunately, whatever explicitly or implicitly taught us in this life, what we see is what we get, right? So we are experiencing something, making up our minds, and then going in that direction. Somebody is teaching us, or we are looking at somebody else, looking at their experiences, and then we want to go in that direction. So we are in one paradigm, and Bhagavad Gita teaches us it's a paradigm shift. What is that shift? If you understand, all 18 chapters becomes easy now. Like it is it is not like a disjointed, inconsistent theories. It is all one consistent paradigm, which is different from what we are following today. So that's why I'm taking a little bit of time to see, otherwise it will become like, we start going through every sloka, and then we will not be able to see, that paradigm shift happening. Okay. But we once we know that this is what Bhagavad Gita is, it's a different paradigm, then we'll be able to see the value, and also we'll be able to learn it easily. So now a result occurs because of events, right? I mean, without an event, will a result occur? No, right? Anything is an event. It need not be a physical result. I got, say, few $1,000s. That is something that is physically there. Are we bought a house or a car or something like that? Is something, an event that is physically occurring. It need not be that. It could be somebody praising us or scolding us is an event, or somebody, we expected another person to do in a particular way, and that either happened or did not happen. Okay. So all that is, or we expected somebody to behave in a particular way, and that happened or not happened. All these are events, right? Every event produces a result, and every result we define favorable or unfavorable, and we feel happy or unhappy. This is a fundamental, you look at the our corporate world, right? Corporate world also, they have these results. Okay, these are the results, and this will, this meets our goal, it doesn't meet our goal, and happy or unhappy. We are measured, performance measurement, every 6 months, every 1 year, based on, somebody saying, okay, this is the result you got, and this is favorable to us. So we are happy, as your boss will say, or the corporate office will say, and then they will either, based on that, they will give the remuneration or bonus, right? So, and then we will be happy or unhappy. So if our expectation is we need to get a certain grade in a test, or certain evaluation in performance management, that becomes, that is we are defining a result, and also defining what is favorable, not favorable, right? And then when that event occurs, then we'll feel happy or unhappy. Now, so far good? Everybody is okay with it?
Yes, Andy.
Okay. So great. So now, in order to feel happy, this is where the problem is now. So let us say somebody just doesn't have any events occurring in their life. Okay, and if the definition of happiness is a result, an event should occur and a result should occur, and that is favorable to me, and if no events are occurring, what happens? We will not be happy, right? Because there's nothing is let us say we are working in an office, and they don't do performance evaluation at all, and my happiness of working in that office is based on, okay, whether I get a particular evaluation, then I'll be happy. If there is no evaluation, then we'll be unhappy. Now let us take a very simple example. Somebody likes say basketball, baseball, cricket, and or the sports even. These are very good examples, right? So if again, this when we were presenting this 2.5 years back, there was no corona at the time. There was no COVID at that time. So we never thought that the world will stop for few months, right? All events will be cancelled, all outdoors will be cancelled, right? People cannot go outdoors or meet friends, or go for sightseeing, and most importantly, all the sports events got cancelled. So people who were having that excitement, enjoyment, participating in those sports events, when those events did not occur, they were becoming unhappy. Okay, when people could not go out, they were becoming unhappy. Nothing. It's not like something is somebody is taking anything away from them, but because they defined their happiness based on an event occurring, and when the events don't occur, it automatically generated unhappiness for them. Unhappiness is not like something that should harm us. It is something that when we don't feel happy, itself is unhappiness. So that means if an event does not occur, we become unhappy. Okay, so our definition of happiness is based on an event occurring. Now, if the event itself doesn't occur, we are unhappy. If the event occurs, say for example, cricket match is happening, and if the event doesn't occur, we are unhappy. We'll be in a sad mode. No games, unfortunately. And then start blaming everything in life. And then when the event occurs, when the result is not what we are expecting, our favorite team did not win, again we'll be unhappy, right? So these are the two pitfalls of our definition of happiness. Okay, we'll go through more.
One question.
Yeah.
Varaprasad, does it mean should we find a way to live not to have too many events in the life, so that you won't have possibility of not having too many unfavorable results. Is there something?
That is the paradigm shift we'll come to. Okay. It is not that we don't want events to occur. Okay. It's not like I want to, just because, see, that is a typical mentality now, right? Like if I, go to see a match, it's a game, and the likelihood that the favorite team is going to lose, and it's going to give me unhappiness, what I'll do is I will not participate in that. I will not go and see the game. The likelihood that I may fail a test, okay, I may not participate in that. Likelihood that I may not get a job, I will not participate in it. Those, if we are doing that, it is going to cause negative impact on us. Bhagavad Gita teaches us a different paradigm. We'll come to that. Okay. So,
okay, thank you.
Yeah. So this is very good question. We should not be trying to change the events. We'll come to what we need to do. Okay. What is the paradigm shift? Okay.
Can I say something? So when I said earlier, peace, right? So it was not that if I don't get peace, I'm not happy. My thought was being at peace means being okay with being happy or not happy, right? So not being or not expecting. That
Yes.
was my, I don't know, it's the peace is not the right word,
Contented,
but being at peace, right? Being okay with either.
Yes. So that is a very good. So you're already there. You are in a different paradigm already, right? So I'm talking about people who are really looking for an event to occur, and and they derive their happiness based on that event. Now, if you are in a different paradigm, is what you're mentioning, you're already there. You may or may not have realized, because again, in Bhagavad Gita, we'll learn all of us are in different stages. So some people realize it even, some people follow the different paradigm even without realizing it. Okay. But more frequently than not, like people are at the lower level, right? So they are in this mode of, I want to be happy. I want to be happy when an event occurs. When an event occurs, and then the result should be what I want. That is the mode they are. Peace also, like even there is a no trouble in in personally, and also up to the point of wars, right? From personal level to the national world level, if there is a lack of peace, then some kind of disturbance that happens in us. So if we are expecting that, oh, things should always be calm and peaceful, and why people are doing like this.
If I may add, Varaprasad, see, the thing is, of course, all of us have limitations. So it's not that we will never have some body pain or some sort of thing. But actually, what I realized, with Swamiji's grace after starting this journey, so you are actually happy irrespective of all other conditions.
Yes.
So, it's not that events won't happen, things won't happen to us. In fact, that's when my passion grew, that we should share this knowledge. It's no exaggeration. I don't know, maybe it may sound like exaggeration. You really have to try hard to be heartfully unhappy.
Right. Wonderful, wonderful. So that is the paradigm shift that you got because you went through Bhagavad Gita, right? Some may already be on the different path than what I'm explaining here, but might not have realized it or perfected it. But when they go through Bhagavad Gita, it becomes clear to them, okay, this is what I need to do, right? So, again, as I said, everyone is at a different level, and why everyone is at a different level, we'll go into details when we go through Bhagavad Gita. But so when, even someone who thinks that oh, I'm at peace and all that, usually thing that bothers them might not have occurred. Okay, so when something did not happen that is unfavorable to us, somebody may say, okay, I'm at peace and I'm happy and everything is going well. Okay, and nothing bothers me and things like that. When something really negative occurs, that is when they realize, oh, this is not and they get disturbed. If they have not gone through the paradigm shift, if they are still in this paradigm, okay, events occurring, favorable results, and if one good example is like when we go through say money, right? If I have a lot of money, then there is no unhappiness for me because money is there or not there. Let us say that's what we think. I mean, if let us say somebody has $1 million, they lose about $1,000, it doesn't bother them. So they say, oh, okay, I mean, I'm still happy. But the how much they lose, which bothers them, that they may not know. When they actually face it, that's when they will know, right? But again, health. When we have health, we don't really know that, oh, I'm fine. If let us say we have a little bit of ailment, then we still say, okay, I'm good. But really something happens, then we start getting bothered, right? So unless we go into the paradigm shift, when we go into the paradigm shift, then all these will not disturb our happiness. So we'll come to that. So good points. So when one more thing for us to feel happy is we need to define what is favorable to us, right? If I don't define what is favorable to me, I tend to be unhappy. Okay, that is where another problem is in this paradigm. Typically, if I think, okay, if I get a $5,000, I'll be happy. Okay, if I don't get $5,000, if I get 4,000, I'll become unhappy. So what is that which tells me I have to define 5,000 is the favorable, is the problem, right? So typically this is what we will face. Even someone who has $200 billion, right? They're still worried, okay? Because they have defined their favorable as $210 billion. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. So, or somebody is not doing according to their expectations, they become unhappy. I mean, this is how do I define what is favorable to me is the major challenge that we have. As we I think Ramesh ji, you have given that, right? As we progress, okay, our priorities change. Now it in turn, basically what is favorable has is changing for us. So if I'm, let us say, getting say x amount of dollars per month, okay, next one I want to get more than x, right? Next salary hike or next job that I get, or if for something happens and it becomes my if that x goes down, whatever money that we are getting, we feel unhappy. It may not really bothered us, like for example, we have, let us say somebody has a fund that they're managing, and the value is going up and up, and I'm talking about stock market. So they start becoming happy, and then once it starts going down, they start becoming nervous, unhappy, and all that. Okay, so how do I define what is my favorable is the major challenge that we have, and that is the root cause of a lot of our unhappiness. Somebody has $10,000 in his pocket. If he loses say $100, he's unhappy, let us say. Okay, because he lost $100, because his favorable limit was $10,000, and I lost $100, so I become unhappy. What made them decide that this is my favorable? What is that? Today, let us say I'm working in a company and I'm getting X amount of salary. If I define that, oh, this is favorable to me, I'm happy. Suddenly, I look at somebody else and then say, oh, he has lower skills than me and he's getting more money. Now, whatever was favorable has become suddenly unfavorable for me. I want to get that, right? So when we look at other people and we think our favorable result should be according to what we see, what others are experiencing. Okay, so then we set that as our favorable. Till we reach that level, we are concerned, worried, or unhappy. Once we reach that level, again we look at somebody else, then we reset our favorable limit, so it has to go up. So this favorable thing is totally arbitrary. And what I'm saying, that favorable is the expected result, right? So expected result is arbitrary, right? What I mean, somebody has an expectation to become a CEO, and somebody has an expectation to become a clerk. It's just arbitrary. Every one of us are having our own expectations. We set our own expectations based on what we think we are and what is our capability, and based on our experiences. Like till in that example that I gave, till I saw somebody who is earning more than me, I may not be having that expectation at all. But as soon as my experience, like I experience that somebody else is earning more than me, my expected result changes. Okay, or I am at a particular level right now, and in order to make an event occur, this is another thing. On the event, so if I'm, let us say I'm getting $10,000 every month, okay, and first time when I get $10,000, I'll be happy. Okay, now if and then second month, third month, and after a while it becomes normal. So then that happiness that we felt when we initially got that expected result is no longer there, right? So this again, as Rameshji said, like that it is changing. So as time progresses, whatever was giving us happiness, okay, is no longer giving us happiness. Let us say we bought a Tesla car, and the day we purchase it and start driving it, we are extremely happy. Once we start driving it, so first month the happiness will be still there. After 3, 4, 5 months, just don't feel at all. I mean, they don't feel that a lot of people in the world don't even have a bike. We feel as if it's normal. So what happens at that time is our happiness is gone from the result that we got from what we are experiencing. Now, the favorable, in order to create a happiness, we will define an event and then what is favorable to us. So the event should be that I want to get a next model car, or I want to get more salary, or I want to, whatever enjoyment that we are already having is no longer giving me happiness. And I am resetting my events, my expectations, so that I can derive some happiness again, right? So good. So far, good.
So it's somewhat a cycle, right? Vicious cycle.
Yes. Yeah, and unfortunately, nobody teaches us that this paradigm that we are living in of the conventional happiness is the root cause of our unhappiness. This is a big statement. We want to be happy, okay, good, but the definition of happiness, the pursuing of happiness, is the root cause of our unhappiness. No matter whatever it is. I mean, so that is what we are proving here. So that's why we want to have a paradigm shift. And there is a different paradigm where you will not be living in as a recluse, going into forest and then eating whatever you get there. It's not like that. You will still do exactly what you're doing. However, you will live in a different paradigm where your happiness is not impacted. That is what Lord Krishna gave to us. Okay, so it is again nothing religious, right? In that if I believe in a particular religion, then only I have to follow. It is life management for us. Okay, again, when Lord Krishna gave this message to us 5,000 years ago, 5,200 years ago, or something like that, it is not that he's giving for the first time. He mentioned that. So again, we'll go into the details when we go through Bhagavad Gita. This is the paradigm that it is documented for millions of years. Okay, so many centuries and thousands of years, right? So all these religions didn't even exist. Whatever religion that we are, that other, maybe all these countries also didn't exist, right? So that knowledge that was given at that time is still usable, valuable for anyone. Nobody should feel that, oh, I follow a particular thing, that I shouldn't be accepting this message. No, because it is there. It is not given for a particular religion person. Okay, it is given for the entire mankind. Okay, so everybody can follow. Okay, so it is a different paradigm that we need to follow. And what is that? We'll see very soon. We have 20 minutes. So again, happiness is something that is event based, and we need to generate events. And when the events don't occur, we feel unhappy. And whatever we felt happy, later point of time, that that is the cause of our unhappiness, because we still have the same thing. We didn't have more than what we got earlier, right? So there are certain events which are like defined for the sake of unhappiness only. Okay, which is one great example is health. Okay, when we are perfectly healthy and we don't even feel that happiness of health, isn't it? When health goes down, we'll feel unhappy. When we are perfectly healthy, okay, you ask that person, are you happy? They will think of, in other things, okay, where they are either happy or unhappy, they will not, including us, so will not think of health. Oh, I have health, so being healthy is a happy event, okay, is a favorable to me. So let me be happy. Nobody says that, right? I mean, all of you probably experienced it. Only when the health goes down, we feel unhappy and we want to reach a healthy state again. And then again, we'll forget. From unhealthy state to healthy state, when we reach, we will be happy. Okay. But after that, we'll forget, that I'm in a state where I should feel happy. I'm just, skipping a few things so that we can complete. Now, one more thing that we will do, we typically do. This is a major problem in this paradigm, right? Now, somebody got money, enough money, and living peacefully. No, they're healthy, they have a job. Nothing bad is occurring. Everything is going smoothly. Okay. After some time, they start feeling something is, something is not missing in my life, right? Some excitement is missing in my life. That's what people feel. So why? Is because no event is occurring. So in order to feel happy, they start generating events. Okay. So if they are able to generate the events, they have all the resources, money and time and everything, great. They're able to generate the resources, generate that event and experience it. Once they experience it, if it matches their expected result, then they're happy. So like, having parties. Every weekend or other weekend, we should have party where we have to just enjoy, right? That is an event for us where we'll eat a lot and talk to people. That is the tendency of people, right? Why do we have those parties? Is I want to generate that event so that I can feel happy. Okay, or we want to go on a on a tour, sightseeing, enjoyment outside. Why? Because nothing is happening in my life and there's no excitement. Let me have that excitement. Let me go there. Okay, so all this, buying new stuff, all this marketing, entire marketing engine, entire society is going in this paradigm where we are expected to have events. If we are not thinking of generating the events for ourselves, something is wrong with us. Like if somebody has $1 million, okay, they have to generate, they have to have parties. They have to, they have to show to other people. They have to buy the most expensive thing and show to people, because that is what is going to give them enjoyment. When people praise them, when people come and say, oh, so great. But if that $1 million is sitting in a bank, or they simply donate to somebody, part of it, there's nobody seeing anything, that event doesn't get generated, right? So they need to have parties, they need to show off. And when they have that event, let us say, other people, comment on them and, something like that, when they don't expect, again, there is unhappiness. When other people come and say, oh, how great you are, so great, and looks wonderful, we enjoy, and then we will feel happy. So unfortunately, we are living in this paradigm where it has become a norm for us to just simply enjoy. Okay. Um, that is the basis for our happiness. And if we are not able to, then we are losing happiness. Now, in this particular paradigm, is it really possible to be happy forever based on everything that I mentioned? Is it really possible to be happy?
No. It's not.
All right. It is we may be temporarily happy. Okay. Even that happiness will go away after a moment. It could be very short-lived, or it could be living for some time. After that, that happiness is gone. So we are in this vicious circle of running after happiness, and at the end, ending up with unhappiness, or not at the end, throughout the journey, unhappiness. Because when the event occurs, this is a mathematical principle, right? So now when the event occurs, when the result is what we are expecting, how fast the result that we get, is what is giving us the enjoyment or happiness, right? So it's if you just draw it as a curve, of events occurring, and then whether it is matching or not matching our expectations, and how high the result is compared to our expectations. If you map it on a graph, the slope of that graph, if it is positive, then you're happy. If it is negative, then you're unhappy. And the amount of happiness is higher the slope, you're positive, higher, then you're really happy. So when if in the examples that I gave, let us say we are getting the same result every time, right? So it is the curve is parallel to the x-axis. People who are technical, I'm just kidding. So the slope is 0. So then my happiness is 0. And if start losing money, then the curve is going downwards because it is not matching my expectations. So that's negative, unfavorable. So the curve goes down, and the slope is now negative. So unhappy. So it is not possible to have events forever. There is a limit for us. Okay. So that is why this particular paradigm of event-based happiness is the reason why we are unhappy. The paradigm shift is state-based happiness. Okay. So we'll see what is state-based happiness. Okay. Then one more thing is that we we are already on a hill, let us say. Okay. And being on a hill should give us happiness. I'm just giving an example because it is high. Let us say, but if I don't realize that and still running after all the things, then I'm still feeling unhappy. But if I recognize my state, that I'm already on top of the hill, okay, and that is the maximum, and I mean that if my happiness is based on that state, then all these other events are not going to disturb me, because my state is not going to change. I'm still in that state only. And if my happiness is defined based on a state, I will always be happy. So basically the happiness is state based. So one is, we talked about event based, and the second is state based. So that is the paradigm shift. Now the another paradigm shift is that we have expected result based, right? So when we get when we are getting the result and it is favorable to us, then only I become happy. That happiness is limited because it is momentary. Now, if I change it to process-based, okay. So instead of defining that I am happy only when I see the result, from that my paradigm is shifting to I'm happy as long as I'm in a process. Okay. These two, state-based happiness and process-based happiness, will give us continuous happiness, unlimited happiness. And we need to shift ourselves to understand that first, and first of all, we need to understand it and we start experiencing it. Then these events and results-based, expected result-based, that happiness will totally go away. We still have them, but we will not be affected by them. Any questions?
So we'll be discussing more in detail about the state-based and process-based, right?
Yes, will be. So this entire Bhagavad Gita is the going to tell us how we are right now, what we are, and what is the paradigm that we are living in, and what is the paradigm that we have to move to. Okay. Without being all these terms about Atma, Moksha, and all these things, right? Those are things that we will learn. But if we can go to a state, or a paradigm where I recognize my state, and no matter whatever events occur, I'm always going to be happy. That's a perfect state. If I go to the paradigm where I am following a particular process, no matter what the result is, as long as I'm able to follow the process, if my happiness is derived from that, I will always be happy again. Right? So we are going to understand that what is that state. In order to define that, we need to know who we are first. Right? I know we are maybe over time right now. Oh, 5 minutes left. Yeah, perfect. So we need to okay, before, so what is Bhagavad Gita? What does Bhagavad Gita teach us is what is true happiness? It is going to tell us. Okay. True happiness is everlasting and unlimited. And how do we achieve it? Our goal is happiness. We were looking at all materialistic things like money, possessions, and relationships and all that. Those are like materialistic. Now from that we will try to understand what is that true happiness, which is going to be lasting forever for me. So in order to do that, I need to understand who I am. Okay, first. Unless I understand who I am, then I can define what is that state. I cannot define what is true happiness and all that, right? See, if I say that I am let us say janitor, and then my happiness is only in washing the bathrooms, and that I live like that, then right, is that true happiness? No, right? So I have to know who I am. Again, I'm not saying that that job is not something that we should not do. It should be done, but But trying to define happiness, saying that is the only happiness, is incorrect. So we need to understand who we are first, and then what is our goal. Okay, what is our true goal? Are these event-based results-based things as our goal, or there is something else? And how we can achieve our goal. Okay, so it teaches us how we can achieve it, and what are the roadblocks in reaching that goal, and how do we overcome. So now, if I just present this, you can apply this to any project that you're doing in your, in your professional life. Any project that you do, you try to understand what is that project, and understand about yourself, your organization, your skills and other things. And then what is your goal? You need to deliver the project in a particular time and achieve certain things. And then how we can achieve that. So you define the entire project plan and everything. And then you will understand, all these issues, risks and all that. What are the different roadblocks, dependencies, impediments to you, and then how do you overcome. So, and then you, as a good project manager, you have to overcome them. Okay. This is what Bhagavad Gita is, but not in terms of some materialistic project. It is a project about ourselves. We need to understand who we are, what is our goal, and then how can I achieve them? Who is going to give me that goal? Am I capable of achieving the goal by myself? What are all the roadblocks in achieving the goal, right? If I, and how I can overcome. And any questions on that?
No, sir. Thank you.
Anyone who wants to add, like again, based on what we discussed, did anyone think in these terms? Right. I mean, this is something that we we need to experience. One of the problems that we have is that if I start presenting it as, oh, these are all the different yogas, and this is and it is not going to be clear to us, right? But now we understand. I am going to get true happiness. I will understand what is true happiness. Okay. And that is what anybody wants, right? And I understand that the paradigm that I'm in is going to lead me to all kinds of problems, issues, unhappiness, disturbances along the way. But when I learn Bhagavad Gita, when I start practicing the principles in that Bhagavad Gita, I will be on a path where I will not be disturbed. Okay. Things will start getting cleared. Okay. So, and then of course, it's not that we will achieve the results in, immediately. It will take some time. And then Lord Krishna also recognizes this is a greatness, right? The greatness of Bhagavad Gita is not like give, certain principles and ask everybody to follow the same thing. Okay, it is not. Lord Krishna recognized that all of us are in different levels. So he gave the principles that we can apply, each of us can apply. Okay, based on our individual, like where we are right now. All of us it is guaranteed that all of us will reach the goal. So that is a greatness. So it is not like one principle that everybody should follow. Everybody wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do this, and do the puja for 2 hours and follow this, and then eat this one, and then sleep at this time, then you will get moksha. No. Right? It is not like that. It is Lord Krishna recognizes, as we go into details, he tells that we are all in different levels. We have to go from level 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. We cannot directly go from 1 to 4. It is impossible for us. So he gives the characteristics, the practices that we practice in each of the stages. So we can clearly practice them, and it's not going to be difficult. Like if today I cannot lift 200 kgs, and if in order to become bodybuilder, I need to lift 200 kgs, and somebody tells me the first time I lift it, I'll break my bones, right? So then I cannot even lift anymore. So there is a process that Lord Krishna gives. So in this example, yes, 200 kgs can be lifted, but when you follow these steps, right? And then you recognize yourself where you are, and then slowly move on. These are the obstacles. If you are at this stage, you will face this kind of obstacles. You need to do this. When you do that, you will go to the next step. Like that, he has given step-by-step approach to finally reaching our goal, right? So that's what is how we can achieve our goal, very clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Any questions? So today we will not we'll not do the sloka. We will start from next session onwards. We're already over time.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions before we conclude?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much again. Thank you. We will learn Bhagavad Gita, and with again Lord's grace, Acharya's grace, we will learn Bhagavad Gita and see how we can apply to our life. And you can ask any questions that you may get. Okay.
Thank you, Jai Shri Manara.
So we'll conclude the concluding prayer.
Yeah.
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यज्जत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः जय श्रीमन्नारायण
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Mannaran.